Happy Wednesday evening, and welcome to Quick Bite History Live, where we do our best to have a little fun with history. You can catch us live normally each Wednesday and Sunday evenings at 7:30 p.m. Eastern and 4:30 Pacific time. We have a challenging show for you here tonight with three fresh new categories all rolled up into one remarkable game show. We'll be watching our robots paint, listening to my clues, and y'all will be making your guesses as we will be first counting down the top 20 most popular rock bands of the 1990s. 80s last week, 90s this week. Then test your movie knowledge with the top 20 epic historical films in history. Another recommendation from our audience, I will note. And finally, we will explore the top 20 famous structures in the United States. And that, of course, is my personal choice. And if you all do stick around, we have a bonus round available if there's any hardcore enthusiasts that are willing. Now, please do check in the chat, say hello, and feel free to comment. I do see some people here. That's good to see. I see Arena. I see Rhombus. I see Stuart. Hey, what's going on, guys? Good to see everybody in the house. All right, well, sounds like categories you guys might like, so we might as well get going. Let's do Now, of course, you know the rules. Robots paint, you guess. I give some clues along the way. We're going to be counting down the 20 most popular rock pop bands of the 1990s. Here we go. This British band emerged during this post-grunge wave of the 1990s. Their debut album, 16 Stone, became a defining record of the decade. They are led by a frontman who later married pop icon Gwen Stefani. Hits like Glycerin and Machine Head made them 1990s radio staples. Anybody know yet? Their name evokes nature and simplicity. Yeah, you are correct, Rhombus. Bush is correct. Bush was formed in 1992. Despite their British roots, the band found much greater success in the United States than they did in the UK. Little did you know. There they are. Does that look like them? Wearing like a gym sweatshirt. I guess that was cool back then. There's a couple of them that have the red and the blue outfits going. I don't know what the deal was. Anyway, that was number 20. Now we're going to do number 19. This band's lead singer is known for his signature dreadlocks and his poetic lyrics. They got their big break after performing on Late Show with David Letterman. Bush X. That's funny. Funny story. Stuart, you never heard of them. They were good. Their music often blends melancholy with storytelling, featuring hits like Around Here. And their biggest hit was Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones was one of the most iconic tracks of the 1990s. No, that sounds too obscure, Rhombus. That sounds very obscure. They're named after a nursery rhyme about bad omens. Does that help? The guy with the dreadlocks, pretty famous. Mr. Jones was a huge hit. Huge. This is the Counting Crows. How soon we forget. The Counting Crows. 1991. Adam Duritz lyrics were often autobiographical. There you go. Now, this band I didn't know very well, but they are British, so you guys might do well on it. This British band was deeply rooted in psychedelic rock before their mainstream success. They are known for lush, sweeping soundscapes that defined the 1990s Brit pop. Didn't know there was such a thing. Their most famous song features an orchestral sample from a Rolling Stones track. Sounds weird. No, good guess, Rhombus. Incorrect. This band, I wasn't super familiar with. I've heard of them, of course. The album Urban Hymns is often considered their magnum opus. Bittersweet Symphony, yeah, there you go. There you go, Stuart Scott. Bittersweet Symphony brought them international fame despite legal challenges over its sample. So I guess the sample was a big deal. That's right, the Verve, 1990. Despite their success, the band's turbulent relationships led to multiple breakups. Bummer. It's a band. It's a band. Now, these guys never broke up. And here we go. This South Carolina band, how about that? Found massive success blending rock, pop, and a touch of country. Their lead singer transitioned to a successful solo career in country music. Their debut album, Cracked Rear View, is one of the best-selling albums of all time. Hits like Let Her Cry and Only Wanna Be With You, Only Wanna Be With You. That was pretty big. The band's name comes from nicknames of two college friends. Yeah, Meadows in the house. Meadows in the house with a Witten. Cool name for a band, huh? This is Hootie. Hootie and the Blowfish. They started all the way back in '86, but really were biggest during the 1990s. Let's see what else we got to say about these guys. Despite their pop rock success, Darius Rucker's solo country albums also topped the charts. There you go. Good one. All right, we're down to number 16. I kind of like the 90s. I mean, I love the 80s. They're much more well known, but I like the 90s too. This pop punk trio is known for its irreverent humor and catchy melodies. Yeah, these guys are from where I'm from, SoCal. They were a major influence on the skateboarding and punk subcultures. Their album, Enema of the State, propelled them to stardom in the late 1990s. Rhombus! Yes. Hits like What's My Age Again captured the spirit of the teenage rebellion. Their band name is rumored to have no significant meaning, aside from being a joke. Okay. And yes, you are correct. This is Blink. Blink 182. They were formed in 1992. Fun fact, the drummer Travis Barker, his high-energy performances became iconic in live shows. Travis Barker has quite a storied involvement with different gals. And it wasn't he in a plane crash? And yeah, it was all horrible. Anyway. Number 15. This British band was central to Brit pop movement of the 1990s. Their music often draws comparison to the Beatles, whom they idolized. Their two lead members, who are brothers, became as famous for their feuds as their music. There you go. Yeah, you guys all know this one. Pretty good. I mean, I knew Oasis, but I wasn't that into Oasis. But anyway, their anthemic, didn't know that was a word, hits include Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger. I remember Wonderwall for sure. The band's name evokes a serene, lush escape in the desert. Yes, it does. And you are correct. This is Oasis. 1991. At one point, their album What's the Story? Morning Glory sold over 345,000 copies in the first week in the UK. There you go. All right, you guys are good at that one, huh? Let's see if you can get this one. We'll go up to the grunge scene a little bit. Emerging from the Seattle grunge scene, this band became a symbol of alternative rock. Their debut album, 10, featured deeply emotional lyrics and powerful vocals. They famously refused to make traditional music videos for many years. Songs like Alive and Jeremy remain grunge-era classics. I think you know who this is. The band's name is said to come from a relative's hallucinogenic jam recipe. Yeah, there you go. I like where the band name's from, huh? A relative's hallucinogenic jam recipe. Correct. It is Pearl Jam. Formed in 1990. Pearl Jam has actively fought against corporate influence in music, including a high-profile boycott of Ticketmaster. There you go, Pearl Jam. Rebels. Rock music. Kind of. Pearl Jam, I think you'd have to say, is rock. Next up, their sound combines alternative rock with orchestral and electronic elements. Billy Corgan's distinctive voice and songwriting define their style. Albums like Siamese Dream and Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness were critically acclaimed. Songs like 1979 and Tonight Tonight captured the angst of the 1990s. Oh, you guys all know this. Hey, Rob, what's up? You are correct. Rhombus. I like the Paisley shirts, huh? That is happening. They're looking stacked. That's right. This is the Smashing Pumpkins. They performed all the way back in 1988. The band won a Grammy for Best Hard Rock Performance for their song Bullet with Butterfly Wings. Okay. I'm not familiar with that. Oh, that's right. Billy Corgan is Bill Burr's brother. I know that. I saw that little. I don't know if I was on social media somewhere or something. Definitely saw that. That was funny. Okay. Next up. They were among the first alternative rock bands to gain mainstream success. I think they both also showed up in our 1980s list. The music is known for its cryptic lyrics and jangly guitar sound. The 1990s brought their biggest hits like Losing My Religion and Everybody Hurts. The band remained highly influential while staying politically active. I think they're still politically active. Yes, correct. You got it. You guys have it. Their name references a sleep cycle, rapid eye movement. I guess we knew that. That one wasn't so cryptic. Yes, Ram. That's they're coming out this year. Right, the Ram. REM. Born in 1980. Losing My Religion was one of the first major hits on MTV's Unplugged series. There you go, MTV Unplugged. Good shot of it. So how are the robots doing? Are they, the bands are hard because you got to get a bunch of faces, and faces are pretty small. Hard to do a painting. Here we go. Next up. This trio helped bring punk rock into the mainstream during the 1990s. Their breakthrough album, Dookie, is considered a modern punk classic. Their music often focuses on themes of teenage angst and rebellion. My favorite subject. Hits like Basket Case and When I Came Around were anthems for Generation X. Old Gen X. Are you guys Gen X or are you guys boomers? I'm a boomer. I'm a late boomer. I kind of relate to Gen X though. Yeah, you guys know. Yeah, so you're all correct. Rhombus, Rob. This is Green Day, formed in 1987. In 2010, the band's American Idiot album was turned into a Broadway musical. I didn't know that. Did you know that? Jason, what's up? Good to see you. Starling's slow tonight. I'm sorry, Stuart. Hopefully it'll keep going. We have clear skies, so you never know. Hopefully it'll just come right back. This band combines upbeat rock and deeply emotional lyrics. The breakout hit, Semi-Charmed Life, became a radio staple in 1990s. Other hits like Jumper and How's It Going to Be defined their introspective style. They were particularly known for blending catchy melodies and heavier subject matter. Hey, Rhombus! Good job. Their name references a metaphysical concept of perception. Third Eye Blind. Yes, it does. Third Eye Blind was formed in 1993. Lead singer Stefan Jenkins was also a vocal advocate for mental health awareness. Must have been crazy. Third Eye Blind. That is correct. You guys are pretty good at these. Pretty good. Now, this was one of my favorite bands in the 90s. Their debut album, Yourself or Someone Like You, became a 12-time platinum hit. Rob Thomas's soulful voice is central in their sound. Hits like 3 a.m. and Push brought them global fame. Their music blends pop, rock, and a hint of country influences. Not Creed. Not Creed. Yeah, this is one of my favorite bands, for sure. Their name was inspired by a shirt design seen by one of the band members. Joshua! Joshua's in the house with the score. That's right. I remember playing this a couple of these albums over and over and over. Matchbox 20, formed in 1995, mid-decade. Rob Thomas co-wrote Santana's massive hit "Smooth," which won multiple Grammys. Oh, I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? Rob Thomas co-wrote Santana's "Smooth." There you go. Matchbox 20. All right. Here we go. Next up, these guys still are making hits today. This Irish band's music combined alternate rock with traditional Irish influences. Irish or Scotch? Do I have that? No. They're known for hauntingly emotional lyrics and melodies. Yeah, you got it. Joshua is in the house. Good luck, guys. Joshua's in the house. Dolores O'Riordan's iconic voice sets them apart. Hits like Zombie and Linger remain iconic to this day. The band's name was shortened from the Cranberry Saw Us. Did you guys know that? Their name was originally the Cranberry Saw Us. This is the Cranberries, of course. Zombie was written in response to the IRA bombings in Warrington in 1993. There you go. Dire Straits is certainly a good band. No question about it. No question about it. Pogues. This is the Cranberries. And they used to be called the Cranberry Saw Us. All right, let's see if we can get this one. This band was founded by a former Nirvana drummer. That's probably the key clue. Their debut album was largely recorded solo by somebody. They became one of the most prominent rock bands of the late 1990s. Yeah, you guys know. You must recognize him. Those big teeth. Hits like Everlong and My Hero highlight their explosive energy. Their name comes from a term used by World War II pilots for UFOs. Oh, I didn't know that. From World War II pilots for UFOs. Interesting. Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters. You guys know. What's the guy's name? Who's the lead? What's his name? Supposedly he wrote that Everlong song in 45 minutes during a studio session. Who knows his name? Yeah, of course. Joshua. Correct. Dave Grohl. Foo Fighters. Next up. Her breakthrough album, Jagged Little Pill, became a global phenomenon. Songs like You Oughta Know and Ironic were defining moments of the 1990s. Her emotional, raw lyric gave her a reputation as a voice for the disenfranchised. Yeah, you guys know. I think Joshua had it first, although his typing was very poor. Part of the game. Yeah, I guess she qualifies. I guess she qualifies as a band, right? She had a band, and she also did solo work, of course. She started her career as a pop star in Canada before transitioning to rock. We didn't know that, but at least I didn't. Jagged Little Pill. Morissette started in 1990. Jagged Little Pill remains one of the best-selling albums of all time. It was big. It was big. Number one with a bullet. Alanis Morissette, there she is. All right. We're down to the top 5. You ready? Top 5. These guys are pretty recognizable. This band blends funk, rock, and alternative in their signature sound. Their bassist, I'm not going to tell you his name because they'll give it away, is considered one of the most innovative players of all time. They skyrocketed to fame in the 1990s with an album called Blood, Sugar, Sex, and Magic. Yes. You guys are good at these. Rob, Joshua, Stuart, Rambas. Everybody's got it. Hits like Under the Bridge and Give It Away became cultural staples. Their name is a fiery play on words that evokes energy and heat. Yes, it does. I love some of these clues. The band's wild onstage antics and shirtless performances became iconic in the 1990s. There they are, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They were formed all the way back in 1983. I guess their biggest decade was the 90s, though. So there you go. They would make it to number 5 on our list. Okay. There they go. Next up, number 4. This band began as a straightforward rock group, but pushed musical boundaries. Their breakthrough hit, Creep, defined early 1990s alt-rock, despite initial backlash from the band itself. What? The album OK Computer is widely regarded as one of the best of all time. Yeah, okay. Rhombus knows. You like these guys, Rhombus? Their name was inspired by a Talking Heads song. Huh, didn't know that. That's interesting. There they are. Radiohead. They were formed in 1985. Oh yeah, favorite band, huh? Well, here they are. They made it at number 4, which ain't bad. Despite their experimental sound, Radiohead has remained consistently popular, amassing a huge global following. Obviously. You guys all knew that. Rhombus, Stewart, Adao. A huge global following. Just like Quick Bite History Live. There you go. Okay, top 3. This one might be a little harder to get because the picture's kind of small. This ska punk band was led by a platinum blonde powerhouse vocalist. Their breakout hit, Don't Speak, dominated the charts around the world. The album Tragic Kingdom became a defining record of the late 1990s. Correct. Rhombus. They blended ska, punk, and pop for a distinctive sound. Their name suggests a sense of confidence and conviction. Yes, it does. Oh, so the robot must ask itself, what does the name mean? Yeah, very good. Gwen Stefani's unique style helped popularize the punk-inspired fashion. Punk-inspired. I don't know what that means. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt at all. Top two coming at you. Here we go. This band was the face of the grunge movement and revolutionized rock music. Their second album, Nevermind, changed the trajectory of the 1990s music with its mainstream success. Correct. You got it, Rhombus. Rob. Their frontman is remembered as a cultural icon and a tragic figure. Songs like Smells Like Teen Spirit became anthems for a generation. Yeah, well, I like that. So, see, I relate to Gen X. Or whatever gen that was. Their name reflects peace and enlightenment, an ironic contrast to their raw sound. And yes, you are correct. This is Nirvana. Kurt Cobain. Nirvana. What was Kurt's wife's name? I can't remember. She was a musician also. Courtney Love. Yes. Nirvana's MTV Unplugged performance remains one of the most celebrated live recordings ever. And yeah, I remember seeing that, and that was cool. Now, I apologize for this being number one, but it is the robots in charge of this. While more pop than rock, strike one, this boy band became a global phenomenon in the 1990s. Their harmonies and synchronized dance moves set the standard for the 1990s. Hits like I Want It That Way and Everybody dominated the charts. They were the first group since Led Zeppelin to have their first 10 albums reach top 10 on Billboard. Yes, Stuart Rhombus, you guys got it. Yeah, correct. Their name evokes an image of youthful camaraderie and urban culture. Yes, it does. Yes, and the robots say they're the number one rock pop act of the 1990s. The Backstreet Boys. Remain one of the best-selling boy bands of all time, with over 130 million records sold worldwide. There you go. Yeah, that was kind of an odd choice for number one. We would go right with them all the way. Oh well, you guys got it anyway. I don't know what we can say about that. All right, well, you guys did really good at that. You guys dominated that category, I would say. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can get the right one up here. What are we doing now? We are going to do the top 20 epic historical films in history. So these might be a little challenging to get from the pictures. Listen carefully. We'll see. First one's probably the hardest. Number 20. This epic follows one of history's most famous military leaders. It was directed by Oliver Stone, and the film focuses on the conquest of much of the known world. Colin Farrell stars as the titular figure with blonde hair and piercing eyes. Very good. You got it. Love us. I like Citizen Kane. Good answer. Oh, and hang on to that Ben-Hur. That might show up once or twice. There's a freak clue for you. The film's title is the name of the great Macedonian king himself. The movie showcases battles from Persia to India. Who knows what year it was? The movie Alexander. Anybody got a guess at that? What year did they make the film Alexander? The movie features one of the longest battle sequences in Hollywood history. That was known as the Battle of Gaugamela. 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 That's my best shot. Alexander is correct. Oh, yes, BC, 12 BC. Correct. 2004 is the year of the movie. Okay, next up. Actually, I don't know if I've seen this one, and I do want to see it. This biblical epic retells one of the most famous stories from the Old Testament. It features Christian Bale as the leader defying a powerful pharaoh. The film portrays plagues, the parting of the Red Sea, and divine intervention. It's directed by Ridley Scott, known for his creating visually stunning epics. The title refers to the departure of the Israelites from Egypt. And let's see, who got it? No? Yeah, Rhombus has the name of the movie. This was not the original Moses, or it wasn't called Moses, right? What was that called? Called something else. But anyway, Exodus is correct. But it had a little extra name on it. Exodus. It had like a tag, a sub tag. Exodus. Da da da. Anybody know? Exodus is correct. So we're full credit. Exodus, Gods and Kings. Exodus, Gods and Kings. Learn something every day. Quick Bite History Live. Here we go. Next up, number 18. Another Ridley Scott. This Ridley Scott directed epic focuses on a blacksmith's journey to knighthood. It's set during the Crusades and explores the conflict between Christians and Muslims. And it's Orlando Bloom. It stars as the lead, defending Jerusalem against Saladin. Yes, everybody seems to know this one. Except Rob. Rob does not. That's all right. The title alludes to the place of religious importance in the Middle Ages. It is indeed the Kingdom of Heaven. Kingdom of Heaven. The film's director cut received much higher praise than the theatrical version. So did you guys see the theatrical version, or did you see the director's cut? A lot of those Ridley Scott ones, right? You want to see the director's cut. You want some of that extra footage. Absolutely. Kingdom of Heaven. Kingdom of Heaven. And then it's such a creepy image of him walking up with his head kind of cocked to one side with that damn mask on. Yeah. Spooky. All right, here we go. This film is a modern remake of a classic Hollywood epic. It tells the tale of a Jewish prince betrayed by his Roman friend. The movie includes a high-stakes chariot race as a central scene. It's based on a famous novel by Lew Wallace. Correct. You guys know it. You guys are doing pretty good at these. Not Gladiator. Hey, what's up? Good to see you in the house. You are correct. The title character's name became synonymous with cinematic spectacle. And so, yes, this is Ben-Hur, but it is the remake Ben-Hur, 2016. The original 1959 version won a record 11 Oscars. a feat to remake aimed to emulate. There you go. Wow. Ben-Hur. Exciting. I'm not sure I saw it. I might need to see that. I'm a movie guy. Strange. All right, one of our favorite characters. This lavish epic is one of the most expensive films ever made. Elizabeth Taylor starred as the Egyptian queen in a scandalous production. Richard Burton, who played Mark Antony, was romantically involved with Taylor during the filming. There you go. Ruined another one of her marriages. Yes. How many times was... Okay, here's the key question. How many times was Elizabeth Taylor married? The film features opulent sets, massive crowds, and stunning costumes. The title refers to one of the most famous queens of Egypt. Yes, very good. I like it with a K. I do. It sounds more correct. It's not Cleopatra, it's Cleopatra with a K. I agree. Cleopatra nearly bankrupted 20th Century Fox due to its enormous budget. Who knows what year? Any guesses? What year Cleopatra was? That's a little extra for you. A little extra credit for you. A little homework. What year was Cleopatra? Anybody know? No. 1963. Oh, 54. 63, believe it or not. It's in the 60s. All right. This guy look familiar? This film takes place during the Japan's Meiji Restoration, which we've heard about on a few of our shows. It stars Tom Cruise as a disillusioned American soldier. It's delusional as well. The protagonist becomes immersed in samurai culture and tradition. Yes. Who was the first? Let's see. Madao, I think you were first. I assume you guys can look on your own chat boards, and then maybe your list of who's first is different than mine. So that makes the game fun too. The title refers to the ancient warrior class of Japan, and it is indeed the last samurai. The last samurai. Cruise trained extensively in Japanese martial arts and culture to prepare for the role. Did a little immersive acting. There he is, Tom Cruise. All right, we're down to number 14. We've talked about this one a little bit before. This film is set during the American Revolution. Mel Gibson stars as a reluctant hero and father protecting his family. The movie portrays pivotal battles against the British Redcoats. Those damn Redcoats. Heath Ledger plays the protagonist's courageous son. Yeah, not Patriot Game. That's different. The Patriot is the correct answer, and I think Rombus had it first. The title refers to someone who fights for their country's freedom. So they give you that last clue just in case you can't get it. Yes, indeed, this is the Patriot. The climatic battle was loosely inspired by the Battle of Cowpens. Now, the Battle of Cowpens is in my neck of the woods. It's in South Carolina. Not too far from here, about an hour's drive. Right at the border with North Carolina. Along Highway 85, heading up into North Carolina. Yeah. Cowpens. There you go. Patriot. Number 13. You'll know this one. This was directed by Stanley Kubrick. This film tells the story of a historical gladiator. Kirk Douglas stars as the leader of a slave revolt against Rome. The film is renowned for its massive battle scenes and political themes. Yes, correct. Almost. There he is, Mr. Spartacus. The title is the name of a legendary Roman slave leader. What year was Spartacus? Anybody got it? Yeah. Anybody got a guess as to what year Spartacus was? The movie's screenwriter, Dalton Trumbo, was blacklisted during the production. For, I guess it had some comic overtones. There you go. 64, good guess. Hey, Charles, what's up? Charles, that's a good guess, but it's 1960. 1960, Spartacus. 1960. And now let's do some number 12, which is kind of related. How's that for a clue? Yeah. This film revived the historical epic genre in the early 2000s. Russell Crowe plays a betrayed Roman general seeking vengeance. Yes, he does. The film's tagline, "Are you not entertained?" became iconic. Of course, you've all got it. Great job, everyone. Everyone in the house. Hey, King, what's up? Good to see you. Glad you're giving the game a try. The title refers to a warrior who fought in the Roman arenas. And that, of course, is a gladiator. That was made in the year 2000. The Colosseum scenes were a mix of real-life sets and groundbreaking CGI. And we talked about it a little bit. Who has seen Gladiator 2? Who has not? Because it's very good. I think. Personally. I think it's really good. Gladiator 2, there's my recommendation. On Quick Bite History Live. It's one of the few that live up to a really good first one. And I think Gladiator 2 lives up to it. Anyway, you'll know this guy. This film is considered one of the greatest cinematic achievements of all time. Well, there you go. It chronicles the life of a British officer during the Arab Revolt of World War I. Peter O'Toole plays the charismatic and conflicted title character. So, was this originally filmed in black and white? I don't know, maybe you guys know. But the big deal with Peter O'Toole is he's wearing these, I don't know if his eyes are really that blue. Maybe his eyes are really that blue. But I think he was wearing these blue contacts. And that's a big part of it, is they show his eyes just glowing blue all the time. It's very odd in the desert. Very striking. The movie features breathtaking desert landscapes and sweeping cinematography. The title refers to a real-life British officer who worked with the Arab tribes, and his name, of course, was Lawrence of Arabia. You guys all knew that one. Larry. Lawrence. The movie holds the record for the longest running of a Best Picture Oscar winner. There you go. I believe it. I've seen it a couple times on television, on the telly. Number 10. This film is inspired by Homer's Iliad and dramatizes the Trojan War. Brad Pitt stars as the legendary warrior Achilles. The film showcases epic battles, including the iconic Trojan horse scene. Correct. Rhombus has it. Yeah, the name of the movie was, as Rhombus says, Eric Bana and Orlando Bloom play Hector and Paris, key figures in the story. All-star cast. The title is the name of the ancient city under siege, which was Troy. 2004, believe it or not, way back. The production built full-scale sets of Troy and its walls. Wow, cool. Which were later destroyed during the filming of the final battle. So they built it, and then they destroyed it during the battle. Cool. Everybody got that one. Troy. Very good. Good movie, too. I liked it. Did everybody see that? Who didn't see Troy? It was good. Now, this next one was a little different. This movie was based on a Frank Miller graphic novel. It depicts King Leonidas and his 300 Spartan warriors at the Battle of Thermopylae, or Thermopylae, if you prefer. The film's striking visual style combines slow motion and high contrast. Correct. Rhombus, I think you were first. It's that faster internet connection you guys got up there. Yeah, you are correct. And that was really cool, right? It was in the Frank Miller style. It was one of the. It was so successful that they tried to do a bunch more movies by the Frank Miller style, the comic book style. And I don't think they were all successful, but Gerard Butler's line, "This is Sparta," became a pop culture phenomenon as he kicks the dude down into the hole. Not good. The title refers to the number of Spartan soldiers who fought to their death. Correct. 300. 2007. Fun fact, despite its stylized visuals, much of the dialogue is adopted from actual historical accounts of the battle. Supposed to be actual things said. There you go. Cool. Number 8. This biblical epic features Charlton Heston as Moses. We were talking about this earlier. It dramatizes the Exodus story, including the parting of the Red Sea. Yeah. Rhombus, Madao, you guys were almost at the same time. Starlink is dragging you, Stuart. We'll give you a time bonus. The title refers to the divine laws central to the story. Yes, indeed, you guys are correct. However, I do prefer Stuart's spelling. So, because Stuart spelled out the word 10, I give him additional credit. What year was 10 Commandments? Anybody remember? Well, I guess you're not going to remember, but you might know. The Red Sea parting scene was achieved using a water tank, gelatin, and clever reverse photography angles. I don't think I needed to know that. 1956. Very close. Very close. 1956. Okay. Now, I haven't seen this one, and I want to see it based on doing it for this. This Viking epic blends historical fiction with Norse mythology. Alexander Skarsgård stars as a prince seeking revenge for his father's murderer. The film showcases brutal battles and mystical visions. It draws inspiration from the same legend that inspired Hamlet. Yeah, you guys know it. Stuart, I think that is at the exact correct answer. It's fairly recent, right? It's only a couple of years ago that they made this movie. Yeah. The filmmakers used authentic Viking designs for costumes, weapons, and boats to ensure historical accuracy. Yeah. And you are correct. It's called The Northman. The Northman. 2022. So there you go. The Northman. That was number 7. Number 6. So this next one's pretty cool. I really like this next movie. And if you haven't seen it, let me know. Directed by Mel Gibson. This film is set during the decline of the Mayan civilization. The story follows a young hunter trying to save his family from captivity. The film uses Yucatec Maya language for authenticity. I didn't know that. That's cool. Correct. Despite his slow internet, Stuart is first with that one. Very good. The title means a new beginning, referencing the Mayan apocalypse. Yeah, Apocalypto. I remember when I first saw that movie. I've seen it several times now. I was pretty freaked out. I was like, wow. And it was because it was Mel Gibson. He was kind of edgy, right, at the time. Yeah, Mad Max. I like that answer. See the Mayan temple there in the background? That's the giveaway. There's a Mayan temple back there. The film's actors were mostly local, non-professionals, chosen for their authenticity again. Very cool. That Mel Gibson, he's an edgy guy. Apocalypto. Cool movie. All right, well, we're down to the top 5. Top 5. Here we go. Historical epics. This one's a little hard on the painting. Good luck seeing anything there. Here's the key clue. Kevin Costner directed and starred in this Western epic. The story follows a Union soldier who befriends a Sioux tribe. The film features themes of cultural exchange and environmental respect. It won 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture of the Year. Yeah. You guys got it. Dances with Wolves. Very good. The title refers to the protagonist's given name by the Sioux people. Oh, that was his name. I see. That makes sense. Dances with Wolves. The buffalo hunt scene used 3,500 buffalo and is one of the largest animal sequences ever filmed. Now, I can't remember. Did the buffalo run off a cliff? That doesn't sound very sporting. Can't remember, do they? Pretty cool movie. You know, it's not as fast paced, but it was still pretty cool. Yeah, everybody got it. Everybody's getting the right answer there. Okay, we're down to the top 4. Mel Gibson directed and starred in this film about a Scottish freedom fighter, Mr. William Wallace. The movie blends historical drama and stunning battle sequences. It features Wallace's rallying cry, "They may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom." Yeah, Waterworld. I like that answer. Good suggestion for the list, though. Waterworld, definitely. I don't know what epic from history Waterworld is. I guess it's the future. The title reflects Wallace's indomitable spirit and courage. And yes, you are correct. It is Braveheart, 1995. Many of the extras in the battle scene were members of the Irish Army Reserve. Interesting. So I guess was it filmed in Ireland? I guess it was probably filmed in Ireland, huh? Not in Scotland? Maybe it was filmed both places. Who knows? Maybe you guys. I don't know. We're down to number 3. Gonna try to throw you a curveball here. This classic epic is one of the most decorated films in Oscar history. Charlton Heston stars as a Jewish prince betrayed by his Roman friend. And once again, the iconic chariot race scene is among the most thrilling in cinema. The story explores themes of vengeance, redemption, and faith. Stewart has it. So what the robots tried to throw a little curveball at you. They gave you the remake of Ben-Hur early, but now they give you the real deal, the Oscar winner. The title is the name of the main character, and yes, you are correct. Ben-Hur. Anybody remember the date of the original? I might have told you before. If you remember the date, let me know. The chariot race took 5 weeks to film and used over 15,000 extra people. Wow. Not the best picture of it. I mean, let's show a chariot race. Let's not show Charlton Heston holding a rope. Oh. Right? Anybody? Oh yeah. Team Uni. Thanks for chiming in there. You got it, Stuart. You got it too. All right. Number 2. Steven Spielberg directed this deeply emotional Holocaust epic. That should be the only clue you need. The film portrays Oskar Schindler's efforts to save over 1,000 Jewish workers. It's shot mostly in black and white with a striking use of color in key moments. The movie won 7 Academy Awards, including the Best Picture. Correct. You guys all have it. Matt Dow did not spell it correct, so his answer is thrown out the window, despite being first. The title refers to the list of names that Schindler compiled to protect the workers. Yeah, there you go. Schindler's List, 1993. The girl in the red coat symbolizes innocence amidst the horrors of the Holocaust. Yeah, so he had just a little bit of color in some spots. It was very creepy. Very creepy, right? Yeah. Very creepy. Good picture, though. I like it. So let's do the number 1 historical epic. This Civil War epic is one of the most iconic films in Hollywood history. It stars Vivian Leigh as Scarlett O'Hara and Clark Gable as Rhett Butler. The film's famous line, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a dang," became legendary. It explores themes of love, war, and survival in the South. Yes, I think everybody knows this one. T. Mooney is on the board. Correct. It is Gone with the Wind. Who knows what year? What year was Gone with the Wind? We're talking a long time ago. In a place a place pretty close. The title reflects the fleeting nature of antebellum stuff. Adjusted for inflation, it remains the highest grossing film of all time. Oh, T. She's in with the trivia fact. Yeah. It's good to use the name T because then it matches your little icon. Just T and T, so it's easy. Yeah. Correct you are. It's Gone with the Wind. Adjusted for inflation, it remains the highest grossing film of all time. You guys did pretty good, right? How do you feel about that? Feel like you did pretty good, don't you? Yeah. All right. We're more than halfway home. All right, who's ready for the next one? Let's see, what are we doing next? We're doing 20 famous structures in the United States. So a little bit like our landmarks, haven't we done? We've done like European landmarks, we've done ancient landmarks, we've done all kinds of stuff like that. Let's do U.S. structures. Yeah, these would be very hard with the wiggly lines, Stuart. I try to make the best decision. When we do people, I do the wiggly lines. When we do a band group, wiggly lines don't work. All right, here we go. 20 famous structures in the United States. I think you'll get most of these. This stainless steel structure stands at an impressive 630 feet tall. It was built to symbolize the westward ho expansion in the United States. Its curved shape can be seen reflected in the city's skyline and river. Yes, St. Louis Arch. What else is it called? What else is it called besides the St. Louis Arch that relates a little more to the westward expansion movement? This structure is the tallest arch in the world. What's the other name for it? It is the St. Louis Arch, but that's not really the name of it. It's called something else. Visitors can ride a tram inside the arch to reach an observation deck at the top. Golden Arch. No, that's our fast food restaurant. This is not the Golden Arch. This is known as the Gateway Arch. That's not familiar at all? Gateway Arch. Built in 1965. There you go. That was number 20. Number 19 is next. This structure was designed to represent a futuristic vision of the 21st century. This is the retrofuturism. It was built for the 1962 World's Fair. Its rotating restaurant provides panoramic views of the surrounding mountains and city. Okay, Ramos, it's really close to the full correct answer, so we're going to count that one for you, but that's not the full answer. I'm getting very picky on these. It's the top portion resembles a flying saucer. Yeah, well, okay. So let's put the two answers together. We put Ramos's answer together with T's answer, and we get the whole answer. It is one of the most recognizable symbols in Seattle. It is the Seattle Space Needle. Very good. You guys have it, obviously. I'm just giving you a hug. The Space Needle was designed to withstand winds of up to 200 miles per hour and earthquakes of up to 9 magnitude, because they do get those up there. So there you go. We're just waiting. We're just waiting on that one. The 9.0 off the coast of Oregon. Next up. This suspension bridge connects two of New York's most iconic boroughs. It features Gothic-style towers made from limestone and granite. It was the first steel wire suspension bridge in the world. What a first. Madao! And everybody's going to get it, of course. Pedestrians and cyclists can use its elevated walkway. It spans the East River and links Manhattan to Brooklyn. There it is. It is the Brooklyn Bridge. Who knows what year the Brooklyn Bridge was built? Within 10. The bridge was dubbed the 8th wonder of the world when it opened. Did you know that? 8th wonder of the world. Pretty impressive. Anybody? Hey, Deb, what's up? Good to have you in the house. Gregory? We got some new folks. Good to see you guys. We're playing the game. You are correct. It is the Brooklyn Bridge. And yeah, Maddow has the answer. Oh, Deb had it. Deb had it too. Okay. Good job. Here we go. Number 17. This skyscraper was built as a tribute to resilience and renewal. It stands 1,776 feet tall, symbolizing the year of U.S. independence. The structure is nicknamed the Freedom Tower, but that's not its actual name. Freedom Tower is close, Rhombus, and it is called that too. It was constructed on the site of the original Twin Towers, which that's the key clue of the answer I'm looking for, or the robots are looking for. Did you know it was built in 2014? Time flies, man. Time flies. Its observation deck offers a 360-degree view stretching up to 50 miles on clear days. There you go, T. You got it. That's what we were looking for. Freedom Tower is correct as well. But we were looking for One World Trade Center. Its official name. Just so difficult on these, aren't I? Whoa. All right, this one's a little more obscure. Let's see if you can get this. This Victorian-style greenhouse is one of the oldest in the United States. It features a stunning glass-paneled structure surrounded by lush gardens. It was inspired by similar botanical conservatories in England. The building survived a devastating earthquake in 1906. There's a key clue there. Anybody know? Anybody know what this is? Pretty famous on this side of the pond. It's located in the heart of the Golden Gate Park. And that is part of the name. Gardenista. I like it. I like it. Gardenista. I guess if you were an architect, you may know this. For those who are not architects, this is the Golden Gate Conservatory of Flowers. The Golden Gate Conservatory of Flowers, San Francisco, California. The conservatory houses rare and exotic plants from tropical regions around the world. All right, well, if that one was hard, this one's easy. This structure, remember we're doing famous structures. This structure was originally created as a real estate advertisement. It's perched on the hills overlooking Los Angeles. The letters once read Hollywood Land before being shortened. Did you know that? Has anybody seen a picture of that? Yeah, you are correct. It is the Hollywood sign. Very good. Has anybody ever seen the picture of it when it said Hollywood Land? Pretty interesting. It symbolizes the entertainment industry and stardom. Its giant white letters spell Hollywood. Are you familiar with the story of the one actress from silent films or just after silent films that actually jumped off the top of one of the letters and was killed. She was despondent for losing a role or something. Yes. Sad story. Forget the actress's name. Maybe somebody knows. Any Hollywood people out there? An actress leaped to her death from the top of the Hollywood sign. True story. Each letter is 45 feet tall. There you go. Next up. This neoclassical memorial is located near the tidal basin. It honors one of the founding fathers of the United States, a frequent appearer on our show, a frequent guest. Its design was inspired by the Roman Pantheon. Hang on to that answer, Deb. Hang on, that might come up. Lincoln is nice, but hang on to that for later too. This is not the Lincoln Memorial. The Lincoln Memorial is square. This is the round one. This is the really nice looking one that's across the river. You have to walk a lot further to this one. Yeah. It's named after the third president of the United States. Who was the third president? Lincoln was like the 16th or 14th, 16th, something. This is the third president. And probably our most frequent guest on our show. There you go. Gregory! Yes, but now, this is the Thomas Jefferson Memorial, Washington, D.C., built in 1943. Cherry trees surround the memorial. Now, you hang on. Somebody was precogging. Who was precogging the answer to this next one? This massive structure harnesses the power of the Colorado River. It's one of the greatest engineering achievements of the 20th century. It provides hydroelectric power to millions of homes. Lake Mead, the reservoir is the largest in the United States. There you go. Now it's the Hoover Dam. Who was precogging that earlier? Somebody had that answer earlier. It's located on the border between Nevada and Arizona. And yes, you are correct. This is the Hoover Dam. Who knows when the Hoover Dam was built? It was part of the Roosevelt program of building stuff. Forget what they called that. Over 21,000 workers were involved in the construction, and it was completed 2 years ahead of schedule. Cranked it out. Sounds like a Trump project. Deb was the psychic. Got it. I think she left. She dropped that answer ahead of time and then left. That's correct. It is the Hoover Dam. All right, next up. This structure is a symbol of American courage and independence. It played a pivotal role during the Texas Revolution. It was originally a Spanish mission before becoming a military site. And 1936 was the year of the Hoover Dam. Just to slip that in. The battle that took place here is remembered with the cry, "Remember the Alamo" is correct. Who's got a year on when the Alamo was built? Who can handle that one? The battle that it is located in San Antonio, Texas, in case you didn't know. And the Alamo attracts more than 2.5 million visitors annually. And it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, actually. Very cool. There's no basement. I guess you've been there. Who knows the year? Within 100 years. Let's make it easy. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna remember it. We'll move on. Next up, this colossal sculpture is carved into granite in the Black Hills. It features the faces of 4 U.S. presidents, soon to be 5. That'll drive some of you crazy. The monument represents the birth, growth, development, and preservation of the nation. Yes, it is Mount Rushmore. The year was 1744, if you can believe it. Yeah, you got, so Roberts was kind of close. I think that was within range. This one was pretty easy, right? Who are the 4 presidents? Who are the 4 presidents? Anybody know? The title refers to the mountain, of course. And that's actually in Keystone, South Dakota, in case you didn't know that. And I'll even tell you when it was constructed. It was constructed in 1941. But who are the 4? Who are the 4? Just last names are fine. We won't get too. Anybody know? Last name? Mount Rushmore. All right. Over 400 workers were involved in sculpting the monument, but no lives were lost. That's good news. On to number 10. This building is considered the birthplace of the United States. You are correct, Rhombus. The building is considered, it is hosting the signing of both the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution. So this place is where a lot of stuff went down. It features a clock tower and a brick Georgian architecture. It is part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And the name of this building refers to the ideals of freedom and independence debated within its walls. About that. Who knows what this place is called and where it's located? I'll give you the date. 1753. So that predates 1776, obviously. Anybody remember the name of the building or the location? Fun fact, the Liberty Bell was once housed here, and it remains a nearby symbol of American independence. There you go. Obviously, we're having some delays on our satellite transmission. I apologize for that, but that's okay. Independence Hall. Independence Hall, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I think you know this one. This Art Deco skyscraper was once the tallest building in the world. Its design was inspired by the look of the Chrysler Building. It features a popular observation deck on the 86th floor. Correct. Now. It was famously scaled by King Kong in 1933 movie. The title reflects the nickname of the New York State. And you are all correct. It is the Empire State Building. We knew it had to come up sometime. Anybody know the year? Empire State Building? The building's lightning rod is struck by lightning an average of 23 times every year. There's a trivia fact that no one needs to know. Yeah, it'd be cool to have King Kong climbing there. 26, that's pretty good. 21, no. 1931, believe it or not. All right. Along the same lines, we're looking at another skyscraper. This skyscraper was the tallest building in the world for over 25 years. Its sky deck features glass boxes that allow visitors to stand over the city. So yeah, you can walk out beyond the regular building envelope, and it's all glass. So you're looking straight down with just glass. Not cool. Not cool at all. It was designed with a bundled tube structure for stability. It remains a defining feature of the Chicago skyline. Chicago skyline. It was originally named after a major retail chain. So, now that is the correct answer for the current name. How about what was the name when they built it? What was the original name of this tower? Now known as the Willis Tower. Anybody know what it was originally called? It is Chicago, Illinois, of course. On clear days, you can see up to 4 states from the sky deck: Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Sears Tower is correct. We're on buzz. Very good. We're down to the top 7. This one's kind of fun. This structure is inspired by European fairy tales and castles. The new Schwanstein Castle, as a matter of fact. If you remember that from a previous show. It's the centerpiece of the Magic Kingdom theme park. Fireworks shows often take place around it every evening. It is surrounded by a moat and beautiful gardens. Correct. Do you remember what the castle is called? This one's the one I'm going to give you a clue. This one's the one at Walt Disney World in Florida. So what's that one called? Which is different than the one in Anaheim, California, the original Disneyland. This one is in Florida. Walt Disney's Castle, and it's also called the Blank Castle. It's a character. It's one of the princess types. Although she really wasn't a princess, I don't think. From the castle features hidden details called Easter eggs, including nods to Walt Disney himself. There you go, Madao. You got the answer I was looking for. Cinderella Castle is correct. Number 6. I think you'll know this one. This 5-sided building is one of the largest office spaces in the world. It serves as the headquarters of the U.S. Department of Defense. Correct. I don't know if it's good if the Russian name knows the answer to that. You are correct. Its construction began shortly after the attack on Pearl Harbor. The building is designed to allow for efficient movement between its 5 rings. Got to move those papers more quickly. Its name reflects its unique geometric shape. Yeah, by now we all know this is the Pentagon. This is actually located slightly off of the center of D.C., so it's actually in Arlington, Virginia, and it was built in 1943. The Pentagon has over 17 miles of corridors, but is designed so any point can be reached in under 10 minutes. That still seems like a long time. You could get your walking in, right? To the Pentagon. Although you probably are not allowed to go from department to department, right? Probably not. All right, well, you guys all were trying to get this answer earlier. This structure honors the 16th President of the United States. This is the one you were looking for. The memorial is designed in the style of a Greek temple. Its walls display inscriptions of Lincoln's Gettysburg Address and his second inaugural address. And it's located at the western end of the National Mall. Yeah, you are correct. It's Lincoln Memorial. And the mall's pretty cool. It has a big pond that goes towards that. So it's very dramatic when you walk towards the Lincoln Memorial from, let's say, the Washington Memorial is kind of in the middle of everything. And then you can walk down to the Lincoln Memorial. And it's kind of the terminus on the axis. It's very cool. Very cool over there. Very cool. The Lincoln Memorial was the site of Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous "I Have a Dream" speech. And they do lots of protests. I mean, there's a protest there every day. Cool. Yeah, a lot of the stuff in DC is great to see at least once. Hopefully, with the new setup in Washington, people will be encouraged to go there more. It won't be such a closed city as it has been. So we'll see. Next up, speaking of Washington, D.C., this neoclassical mansion is the residence of every U.S. president since John Adams. It is also the workplace of the president. It houses the Oval Office. The building was set on fire during the War of 1812, but was later rebuilt. That was mean to set it on fire. It features a large north and south lawn and a rose garden. Its name reflects its district. White painted sandstone facade. Oh, it's distinct white painted sandstone facade. And yes, you all know it is the White House. White House. 1800 was the year it was built. Washington, D.C. The White House has, how many rooms are in the White House? I'm going to ask you guys. How many rooms? It does include a bowling alley and a movie theater. But how many rooms? I guess we count each office as a room. Yeah, you guys could be the 51st state. No big deal. 132 rooms. Recognize this place yet? This suspension bridge spans the Golden Gate Strait. Its distinctive international orange color makes it stand out in photographs. The bridge connects San Francisco to Marin County. It was once the longest suspension bridge in the world. The title reflects its location near the gateway to the Pacific. Correct, the Golden Gate Bridge. Very pretty. When I lived up in Sonoma, which is not far from Marin County where this connects, we used to have to go into the city quite often. And so we get to drive across the Golden Gate Bridge quite often. Fun drive, always entertaining to go across there, especially when there's fog rolling in over the hills. There's fog, and it's pretty cool. I left my heart in San Francisco. Anyway, yes, the Golden Gate Bridge. Did you know that when they finish painting it each year, they have to start painting it again? So they just start again. Continuous circle. Ocean's hard on paint. Ocean's hard on paint. Down to the top two. This colossal statue was a gift from France to the United States. It symbolizes freedom, democracy, and friendship between the nations. The statue's full name is Liberty Enlightening the World. Did you know that? The full name is Liberty Enlightening the World. It features a torch, a crown, and 7 rays, and a tablet with the date of the Declaration of Independence. Cool. Yes, everybody's got it. This is pretty easy. That's okay. We got to have a little easy round once in a while, right? Got to have an easy round now and again. It is located on Liberty Island in New York Harbor. The statue's copper exterior originally appeared brown, has since oxidized to its famous green color. So there you go. Originally, it was, I guess, copper, right? So it was brown. Now it's green. I don't think I would have liked it as brown. The Statue of Liberty, 1886. 1886. There you go. All right. We're down to the top famous landmark structure in the United States. This neoclassical building is home to the U.S. Congress. It features a massive dome topped by the Statue of Freedom on top, up on the very top. The building is the centerpiece of the National Mall. Its chambers are where laws are debated and passed. The title reflects its role as the legislative heart of the nation. What do we call it? The United States blank. United States The dome we see today replaced an earlier, smaller dome during the 1850s to accommodate expansion. We've added on with a bigger dome. Well, this is the United States Capitol. That's what they call this. The United States Capitol, Washington, D.C. Yeah, okay, bet I've had it. So I think the internet's kind of slow tonight. Anyway, you guys did pretty well at that, though, anyway. Even though the internet's a little slow tonight. You did good. Well, that concludes our regular programming. Now, do you guys want to do bonus? Because the internet's slow, you may not want to. So we don't have to do the bonus round every night. It's your choice. You let me know. Give me a couple thumbs up if you want a bonus round. If you don't, we will call it a night. The bonus round would be the 20 most famous legacy news anchors. So they'd be curvy lines. Be curvy lines rather than the polka dots. 20 most famous legacy news anchors. Okay. Even Stuart with the slow internet's coming. And it is curvy lines, Stuart. So we got that going for us. All right. Let me get it going. Here we go. Ready, set, launch. Yeah, it could be hard. But yeah, probably American-centric for sure. We're going to do the 20 most famous legacy news anchors. All right. Number 20. He began his journalism career in local TV stations in Florida before moving to the national networks. He left Fox News in 2019, citing concerns over journalistic integrity. He's known for anchoring major breaking news events, including Hurricane Katrina. This is the guy who liked to stand out in the hurricanes, right? With the wind blowing and the rain blowing on him. He joined CNBC to host the news with, if I said it, you'd give it away. He often referred to as one of the most impartial voices in cable news. Well, that's a good guess, Matt Allen. That is not correct, but hang on to that. It might come up later. Anybody remember the name Shepard Smith? Shepard Smith? No, nobody remembers. See? That's why he's legacy. Shepard Smith is lauded for his commitment to journalistic independence and straightforward reporting style. Shepard Smith. Yeah, he kind of famously quit Fox News claiming something. I don't know. I think it was money. It was obviously money. Now, this gal's more international. You may know this. She was born in London, but spent her childhood in Tehran before moving back to England during the Iranian Revolution. She bailed. Known for her fearless reporting in war zones, including the Gulf War and the Bosnian conflict. Who am I talking about? She became chief international anchor for CNN and the host of PBS. Anybody remember? Her work often shines a light on humanitarian crisis and global injustice. She has interviewed numerous world leaders, including Muammar Gaddafi when he was still around, and Saddam Hussein when he was still around. Anybody remember who this is? London. London calling. Yeah, you're right. It is Christine. What's Christine's last name? Christiane. So it's not quite Christine. Christiane Amanpour. Amanpour. There you go. Next up. This lady first gained attention as a press aide for President Richard Nixon during the Watergate scandal. She was the first female correspondent on CBS 60 Minutes. She's known for her in-depth, emotionally resonant interviews with celebrities and world leaders. Monica Lewinsky. No, incorrect. I do have I have a lot of stories, but I do have a Monica Lewinsky story too. I once rode in an elevator with Monica Lewinsky at a resort in Dana Point, California. Many years after the whole blowout. She was selling something. She was at some convention selling something. Don't know what it was. Anyway, anybody know who this is? It kind of looks like Barbara Walters, but this is not Barbara Walters. This is not Barbara Walters. She may be on this program. Oh, I kind of told you the story, so I lost track of the clues, but this is Diane Sawyer. Diane Sawyer. Diane Sawyer is celebrated for her empathetic and deeply insightful approach to interviews. Now, you may know this guy. He started his career as a White House intern during the Carter administration. He anchored NBC Nightly News for a decade, becoming a household name. He was widely praised for his coverage of Hurricane Katrina in 2005. He is known for his ability to stay calm and collected during breaking news coverage. No, it's not Tom Brokaw. It's not Larry King. This is actually, he looks a little better in this picture, but he's got a rather large head, this guy. He did have a problem. He got drove out of the news. The robots tend not to talk about it. I think they're political bias, the robots. This is Mr. Brian Williams. Does that sound familiar? Brian Williams? Brian Williams is recognized for his commanding presence on air and his ability to connect with audiences during major news events. Now we're going to go back and talk a little bit to a name that's a bigger name. You may know the name. This gentleman revolutionized broadcast journalism during World War II. Everybody remember listening to him? His signature phrase, "good night and good luck," I like that, became iconic in journalism. Good night and good luck, because you're going to need it. This is the guy who exposed Senator Joseph McCarthy's tactics during the Red Scare. He was famous for his in-depth, narrative-driven news style that inspired generations of reporters. He's known as the father of broadcast journalism for setting the standards of the field. These are kind of hard for this group, aren't they? I think your strategy of just throwing as many names at the wall that you've heard of is a good one. But this is more of a historical character. This is Edward R. Murrow. Ring a bell? Edward R. Murrow. His fearless reporting on McCarthyism remains a defining moment in American journalism history. Next up, you gotta remember this guy. You got to. He's often referred to as the most trusted man in America. Come on. He anchored the CBS Evening News during pivotal moments like the moon landing and the Vietnam War. He delivered the heartbreaking announcement of President John F. Kennedy's assassination. He advocated for journalistic integrity and objective reporting. Maddow, we have an answer. Katharina. No, not Dan Rather. Although save that answer. Yes, indeed. This is Mr. Walter Cronkite. Walter Cronkite's calm and authoritative style defined the role of the modern news anchor. There he is. I think the robots did pretty good on that painting. And it's curvy lines, Stuart. You just don't have any idea on any of these guys. You weren't a big watcher of American nightly news on NBC and ABC from America. Next up, this gentleman got his start as a fact checker for Channel 1 News before rising to prominence. Strike one. He covered major disasters such as Hurricane Katrina with compassion and grit. He's known for hosting CNN's Blank Blank 360. A staple of cable news, frequently covers global human rights issues and natural disasters. Yeah, Maddow. You got it. What's his first name? He's related to one of the really rich families in America, too. Can't remember. I think he's a Vanderbilt, if I'm not mistaken. He won numerous Emmys for his reporting and has become a cultural icon. I didn't know he was a cultural icon. Correct, Robin. You guys all got that one. Very good. Mr. Anderson Cooper. You just know him because he does the New Year's show, right? That's why you guys know him. Anderson Cooper is widely respected for his empathetic and humanistic approach to journalism. There you go. All right. Well, I think so. I saw this answer earlier. This lady broke barriers as the first female co-anchor of a network evening news program in 1976. The year I graduated from high school. She was known for her groundbreaking interviews with world leaders and celebrities. She created and co-hosted the program The View, which became a major daytime TV success. Correct you are. Madel, looks like you got it first. Rhombus is in there. It kind of looks like Hillary, doesn't it, Stuart? I agree. Kind of looks like Hillary. Robots, they get some things confused. It's AI. Everything kind of mixes together. Famous for her ability to ask bold, probing questions during interviews, she interviewed every U.S. president from Richard Nixon to Barack Obama. That's right, this is Barbara Walters. You are correct. Barbara Walters is a trailblazing journalist whose work paved the way for women in television. There you go. Now, I saw this answer earlier by Miss Katharina. This gentleman rose to fame for his live coverage of the JFK assassination in 1963. He anchored CBS Evening News for 24 years. He's known for his fearless on-the-ground reporting during the Vietnam War. He famously interviewed Saddam Hussein before the 2003 Iraq War. There you go. Yeah. Way to hang on to that answer. You are correct. Katharina. Rhombus. I know. Everybody knows. This is Mr. Dan Rather. Dan Rather's relentless pursuit of truth to find his legacy as one of the most tenacious journalists in history. Another guy that kind of retired under a dark cloud, I believe. We don't speak. Obviously, the robots do not speak. All right, we're halfway home. Almost. Number 11. This lady began her career at NBC as a reporter and rose to co-host Today, the Today Show. Known for her warm, personable style that made her popular with the morning show audience. In the morning, you got to be kind of soft and cuddly. She made history as the first solo female anchor of a network evening news on CBS. She conducted a widely discussed interview with Sarah Palin during the 2008 election. So yeah, this is when the news people started becoming part of the news, right? She was responsible. She advocated for cancer awareness following her husband's death from colon cancer. Yes, Katharina. This is Katie Couric. Cute little Katie Couric. Groundbreaking career has made her a recognizable and influential figure in American television. And that's why you didn't know it, Stuart. All right, everybody's been trying to get this guy on the board all night long. He is known for his extensive coverage of the Watergate scandal in the 70s. He anchored NBC Nightly News for 22 years. I remember him on, I grew up in Southern California, and I remember him on the LA News before he became a national news guy. He wrote the best-selling book, The Greatest Generation, chronicling World War II. He covered major world events such as the fall of the Berlin Wall and 9/11. He hosted documentaries on global and domestic issues, showcasing his versatility as a journalist. I don't think the robots are doing the picture justice. Ignore the picture, go by the clues. I know that's not really the game. Ignore the picture. That's the new name for the show. Ignore the picture. Correct. This one is Mr. Tom Brokaw. But do hang on to those other answers. Let's hold on to those. Next up. This gentleman began his career as a reporter in local California news before joining NBC. He's known for his calm demeanor during live coverage of breaking news. He became the first African-American solo anchor of a nightly network news program. That's pretty qualifying. 2015. He moderated several presidential debates, earning praise for his fairness. He is recognized for his investigative reporting, including Emmy-winning documentaries. Anyway, this picture's better. Guess from the picture. Max Robinson. I don't even know who that is. Oh, Brian Gumble. Good guess, but incorrect. Good guess though. This is Mr. Lester Holt. Does it look anything like him? Kind of looks like him, I think. Lester Holt. Lester Holt's journalistic integrity has solidified his place as one of the most respected news anchors in America. All right, you might remember this next guy. I believe he's Canadian. He started his broadcast career at just 9 years old on a Canadian radio program. Is that the way you guys do it up there, Ramus? Child labor? 9-year-old news anchors on the radio? He's known for his international reporting, particularly in the Middle East. He anchored ABC World News Tonight for 20 years. 20 years. ABC World News Tonight. Widely respected for his calm and authoritative delivery during major global events. Started his broadcasting career at just 9 years old. In Canada. We did Brian Williams already. They all kind of look the same. They all kind of have the same look, right? They all have the same look. Nobody remembers. He'll be sad. I don't think he's still alive, though. Mr. Peter Jennings. Mr. Peter Jennings. Does that ring a bell? Peter Jennings' lifelong dedication to journalism made him one of the most admired anchors in history. There you go. All right. Now, this picture is pretty good. So you can go by the picture on this one. Robot speed painting. He started his broadcasting career during World War II, providing radio updates for NBC. He co-anchored, listen to these clues, the Huntley Brinkley Report, one of the most influential news shows of its time. Known for his dry wit and sharp political commentary. He anchored election coverage for decades, becoming a trusted voice during pivotal moments. He did transition to ABC to host This Week with blank blank. This Week with blank blank. Later in his career. How soon we all forget. How soon we all forget. There you go, Katharina. Good job. This is Mr. David Brinkley. David Brinkley. David Brinkley's unique style and insight redefined how political news was presented on television. There you go. And now we got his buddy. This gentleman co-hosted NBC's Huntley Brinkley Report alongside David Brinkley. His sign off, "Good night, Chet," became a cultural catchphrase, which it's the other guy that said "Good night, Chet." Known for his detailed coverage of presidential campaigns in the 50s and 60s. Yes, Rhomba. And his first name is, I just said it. His partnership with Brinkley was one of the most iconic in news history. Yeah, very good, Madame. The complete answer. And Chester, I guess, is close to right earlier. I don't know. Is Chet short for Chester? Probably is, right? I don't know. Could be. Chet Huntley. Chet Huntley's straightforward reporting style made him a beloved figure in American television. Chet Huntley. So yeah, Huntley Brinkley Report. It was a staple when I was growing up as a kid. That's what was on the nightly news you'd watch when I was a young kid. Parents were watching Huntley Brinkley. There you go. All right, you may know this guy. He's more recently retired. He co-founded and became a leading figure on CBS 60 Minutes. So he's one of the co-founders of 60 Minutes. He's known for his hard-hitting interviews and controversial figures like Malcolm X. He specialized in investigative journalism, often tackling taboo subjects. This is one of the first kind of controversial guys. Won over 20 Emmy Awards for his groundbreaking work, mostly with 60 Minutes. Famously used an aggressive, no-nonsense interviewing style. Anybody remember who this is? He has a son that was on both Fox and CNN recently. I think he got fired from both. His son. His son's name is Chris. Anybody know who this was? One of the founders of 60 Minutes. Yeah, Maddow. I don't know, the robots didn't do that good, did they, Maddow? Yeah, they kind of looks like it. Mike Wallace. Correct. Mike Wallace. We're down to the top 4. You might remember this guy. He began his career covering civil rights movements in the 1960s. He anchored NBC Nightly News during a transformative era in broadcast journalism. So he was the main anchor for NBC for a long time. He was known for developing instant analysis to provide real-time commentary on political events. So it's his fault for changing it from pure news to opinion. That's basically what they're saying. Not Wolf Blitzer, a little before Wolf Blitzer. Wolf Blitzer's a little bit like this guy, though. Definitely. He played a significant role in NBC's coverage of presidential elections. He's remembered for his balanced and thoughtful reporting. And the picture's really good. So that's what he looked like. Anybody remember? NBC News? Like a long time. He was on TV for like 20 years. How soon we all forget. This is Mr. John Chancellor. John Chancellor. His innovative approach to news set a standard for television journalism. All right, I bet you know this next one. Number 3. Made history as the first Asian American to anchor a major network evening news program. Known for her interviews with high-profile figures, including Martina Navratilova, and Magic Johnson. She worked for CBS, ABC, NBC, and CNN. showcasing her versatility and inability to get along. I guess I added that line. Her interview with Newt Gingrich's mother during the 1995 government shutdown drew controversy. I'm sorry, you guys got the answer earlier. I wasn't paying attention. Madao, you got it. Katharina, you got it too. Yes, indeed. This is Miss Connie Chung. Connie Chung. You remember she was married to somebody famous. Who was Connie Chung married to that's famous as well? You may remember that little bit of trivia. What was the name of that guy's show too? The person she was married to was Maury Povich. Maury Povich, who had a huge show too. I forget the name of the show. Anyway. Okay, we got two left. Two left on the legacy news people. And then there'll be nothing but a legacy to us from here till eternity. I promise to never bring them back. This gentleman co-founded 60 Minutes, another co-founder, known for his wry sense of humor. Yeah, Maury Povich. Sorry, Wolf didn't make the list tonight, but I find it interesting that you've tried him on 20 different people. This gentleman co-anchored ABC News with Barbara Walters. He received numerous Emmy Awards for his contributions to journalism. His coverage ranged from political events to human interest stories. Pretty good picture of him. Pretty much right on. Yeah, and he helped establish 60 Minutes. Going once, going twice. This is Mr. Harry Reasoner. Does that sound familiar? Harry Reasoner. Harry Reasoner's innovative storytelling helped establish 60 Minutes. There you go. We're down to number one. I think you'll know this guy. I mean, he's been on a lot of things. Had his own show for a long time. He's best known for hosting ABC's Nightline for 25 years. So he did the late night show on ABC, the late night news show on ABC for 25 years. He's renowned for his in-depth coverage of international events and crisis. His interviewing style is sharp, insightful, and often controversial. He's recognized as one of the most influential figures in late-night broadcast journalism. Anybody remember? No. Not Walter Cronkite. We did Walter Cronkite earlier. So I'm going to give you credit there, Madao. That's pretty close. Copper is incorrect, but Ted is correct. And Copper is close. Kind of sounds like Ted. Oh, it's much closer. Koppel. Okay, I think you got it. You just didn't spell it. Koppel. Ted Koppel. I think you finally got it there. Very good. Sorry, the bonus round was hard. You know, you asked for a bonus round. Sometimes you get something easy. It's like life's like a box of chocolates. Quick Bite History's bonus rounds are like a box of chocolates. Sometimes, you know, you get one you like. Sometimes you don't. Anyway, okay. I think we could have done without the bonus round. But I think the regular show was very good tonight. We had reasonably easy categories. Anyway, what else you guys got on your minds? Anything? Otherwise, we'll put an end to this thing. I'm gonna leave you with one of my shorts I just made recently. It's a history short, but it's made as a music video. So I used the song that I made from one of these AI music places and used that as the basis for the little history short. So I'll leave that one to you. So anyway, good night. Always appreciate you guys coming and playing. It is great fun always. Please do come back again on Sunday night, same time, and then again the next Wednesday, and every single time. So anyway, we'll see you guys later, and I'll leave you with my video.